Hello, this is Public Relations Manager Jessica Coder, and I am here with Cathy Berry to talk a little bit about specialty clubs. Cathy, to start out, could you tell us how long you've been in Toastmasters and what clubs you are currently a member of?
It'll be 11 years in June. I started with Toast to the Town, and then last year I started going to Toastmasters in the Kitchen, and they chartered this spring.
Wonderful. And I'd love to hear more about that Toastmasters in the kitchen. So could you tell me a little bit more about that specialty club?
Well, Toastmasters in the Kitchen revolves around one thing, and that's food. The meetings are an hour and a half, and there's generally two speakers. The first speaker, their speech is usually 3 to 5 minutes, and they give like a cooking tip. You kind of like just a small blurb of something that could help you in the kitchen. The second speaker, however, their speeches are generally presentations, which are about 15 to 17 minutes with a 5 to 7 minute Q&A afterwards. The biggest part about doing a demonstration speech on food is you always have two cameras, and one camera presents your face and the other one presents your hands. And it always shows what you're cooking or what you're doing. And sometimes it's not even really food. We've given speeches on cookbooks, and there have been speeches on Instapots and all sorts of stuff, and how to present a beautiful kitchen for a holiday.
That's very cool. So how did you learn about this specialty club? How did you come across this group?
The magic of Facebook. The first meeting I attended was back November 5th of 2020. I was with Cynthia Coleman, Evelyn Mosley, and Debbie Rodriguez, and we all attended as guests. I think I was the one that sent it to Cynthia, and I said, hey, this might be fun to take a look at, and she loves to join and visit other clubs. So that's exactly what we did.
That's wonderful. What's your favorite thing about this specialty club?
Well, actually, our club has an international flavor to it. The members are from Florida to California. Internationally, we have members that are in Canada and Japan. And occasionally we have guests from Europe, the Philippines, and I think even Australia. Somebody joined once to see what we were about.
That's very cool. I especially liked your use of the word flavor there. Very intentional. You've already told us some of the cool things you've seen in the club, like kitchen organization and cookbooks. Is there anything else new you've learned in the club that you were particularly interested to learn about?
We have, quite the culture, and we learned all about Hanukkah and how they prepare the dishes of Hanukkah and how different cultures view different holidays. Like in Japan and different areas, they like Kentucky Fried Chicken. And so that's what they eat on this holiday. And so we always ask them, how was your Kentucky Fried Chicken? And they're like, oh, it was great. And I've learned, how to put a twist on a new dish, and a kitchen utensil that I didn't have that I do now. So if you ever want to know what a Danish whisk is, I've got it.
Would you like to share what a Danish whisk is? Because I have no idea.
It's a whisk, but it's like 2D, and
Oh,
it's flat, and then it's like a circle, and it has other little circles in it. So when you stir your batter, it doesn't get all clumpy inside your whisk, since it's a flat sided.
okay. Yeah. So not only learning new things, but getting new gadgets for the kitchen too. That's great.
I have it. I've never used it.
Well, maybe someday then you can do a speech about it. So, what are some things that you've seen this club do that you think other Toastmasters clubs could incorporate to improve their club experience?
They came up with this funny idea. in one of the executive committee meetings. And we renamed all the roles in a meeting to match the club. So our presiding officer is now the maitre d', and the general evaluator is now the inspector, and our timer is now the egg timer. So it's just a matter of being creative and finding different things that you could work in your club to make it a lot more fun for the people that show up. It's basically a barrel of laughs sometimes when you get going on all this stuff, because they call up the food inspector. And our table topics is the cooking topics master. So it's a lot of fun.
That is very cool. I'm not sure if I've seen other clubs completely rename the roles like that. So that could be something really fun for some clubs to try.
I came one time, I'm like, I want to vote that we rename any award that we give out. Like if you're going to be the best speaker, you win the golden egg beater. And just on down the line, and everybody was laughing. Instead of ribbons, you get a golden spatula or a bronze spatula or a golden egg beater, and just all different sorts of things. It's just be creative.
Yeah, seems like incorporating that fun along with the theme, whether it's a theme for the whole club or a theme just for the meeting, can go a long way. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share with your experience in this specialty club?
I've really met a lot of people across the country. I've been a timer for contests, speech contests in Florida, because they still do 2 times a year. I took my club officer training, TLI. I took that out of District 33. They offered the international president giving introduction on the new speechcraft, which was a lot of fun to hear and to listen to. Meeting the Canadians, meeting district officers from, Las Vegas and Sacramento and Los Angeles has just been, quite the experience. And they've given me ideas and things I can do better when I do speeches for contests. And I've used some of those things in my speeches as well. And it's a lot of fun to learn new things.
Yeah, that's very cool. I think that before we all went online, it was easy to forget that Toastmasters is an international organization, but it sounds like your experience has definitely brought that to the forefront, helping you connect with people all around the world.
Definitely.
Well, if folks want to visit this club, is there a website or somewhere they can go to find more information?
Right now, we're in the process of switching over from Easy Speak to Free Toast Hosts. So you can always just do a search on either one or look for us on Facebook. Every week they publish a different communication that they put on their Facebook page on what the upcoming meeting is about. So our next one is about cakes. I'm pretty excited because there's nothing like a good cake day.
Yeah, that should be fun. I may have to check that one out. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me and with anyone else who may watch this video about the specialty club. I hope folks are inspired to come up with some new ideas for their own clubs and to maybe visit a new club as well. Thanks, Cathy.
Definitely. You're welcome.